Hello, everyone. I'm Governor John Carney. Thank you for joining us today. I have some really important folks on the screen with us as we celebrate our supermarket workers today and the tremendous work that they've been doing over the last year, frankly, as the unprecedented situation around COVID-19. They've been on the front lines, making sure that Delawareans had the groceries that they need and have been throughout, and they've been just doing a tremendous job. So today, February 22nd, we're going to designate in a minute by proclamation a day to celebrate our supermarket employees across the state. And we have a bunch of folks that have joined me today that run these important facilities in Delaware across the three counties that represent the workers in those establishments. And we want to thank each of them for their tremendous work. I'm going to introduce them each and then ask them to add a few words. I should say at the top here that one of our priorities, obviously, one of the things we are struggling with right now is making sure that every Delawarean who wants one, and even urging those who might not want a vaccine to get one. And we've got a series of priority populations identified by a federal ethics panel, reviewed by a state ethics panel. It's not something that a decision that I make, but our supermarket workers are essential employees, and they're at the top of what we refer to as the 1B list. And so any day now or any week now, we're provided we have the necessary vaccines to provide vaccinations for these workers, we will start doing that. The 1A workers, obviously, are those line hospital workers, your first responders, your paramedics, your physician practices, anybody on the front lines of providing healthcare in our state. That also includes our paramedics, our law enforcement officers, first responders. And then we move into 1B. First and foremost in that category are our senior citizens, those Delawareans really most at risk for hospitalization and ultimately, sadly, fatalities there well over 1,300. I know this week, maybe today, we're going to push as a country over the 500,000, sadly, those who've succumbed to COVID-19. These supermarket workers are just incredible. And that's why we're celebrating them today. I know that they would prefer that I brought a box of vaccines out to their stores, and we hope that day comes quickly. So I'm joined today by Nelson Hill, who's the Vice President of the UFCW, Local 27. He's going to represent a lot. He represents a lot of supermarket workers. Julie Miro Wenger is the Executive Director of the Delaware Food Industry Council. She's going to talk in general about the council in a minute. Dana Ward, who's with Public Affairs with Safeway and Acme, very important companies here in our state. And we do have a relationship with them in vaccinating the educators across Delaware, working really well. Tom Cormier is at Giant Foods. Tom, thanks for joining us. Paula Jansen from Jansen's Market. Thank you, Paula, for joining us as well. And last but certainly not least, Melissa Kenny, who's the Executive VP at ShopRite. Melissa, thanks for joining us. And so with that, Nelson, why don't you take it away? Thanks for being with us. Thanks for your representation of these really important essential workers here in Delaware.
Thanks, Governor Carney. Hey, a very good morning to everyone. I'm Nelson Hill, Executive Assistant to the President of Local 27. And on behalf of President Corpenning and over 3,000 retail grocery store members who we represent in the state of Delaware, we are very happy to have the opportunity to be a part of this great day of recognition for supermarket employees who have bravely stepped up to keep our communities fed during the community COVID-19 crisis, as always. We are extremely proud of our essential, hardworking, and dedicated members who work at union grocery stores like Acme, Giant, Safeway, Super G, ShopRite. And we all know it's been a very tough and at times over the last year working in retail, it's been crazy. However, our members have demonstrated a positive attitude and great perseverance in such times. To our members, maybe you never thought that anyone noticed your efforts or your sacrifices. Well, today is an indication that your work is very much appreciated, and we say thank you. You are what's super about the supermarkets. We look forward to working with Governor Carney in the future to continue to recognize essential workers in a meaningful way. Shop union, and thank you. Governor Carney.
I like that. You are what makes supermarkets super. That is so true and so helpful as we go to pick up our groceries. Obviously, essential workers here in the great state of Delaware. Next up is Julie Wenger, who's a longtime advocate for the industry, represented the Delaware Food Industry Council.
Thank you so much, Governor. We really appreciate the opportunity to partner with you today to recognize our supermarket employees for their hard work and commitment to our communities. The Delaware Food Industry Council is a statewide trade association representing food, fuel, and pharmacies in the state of Delaware. The food and grocery industry in Delaware is a critical cornerstone of our society's infrastructure. There are more than 300 stores that sell food and grocery items in Delaware. We have more than 15,000 supermarket employees that have been coming to work daily to keep shelves stocked and to provide communities with essential services that help them survive and thrive. From farming and manufacturing to trucking and retailing, the food retail industry has a supplier and induced impact of more than $1.44 billion in the state of Delaware. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you so much for the opportunity today to recognize our employees for the stellar work that they've done for our community. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Julie. Hard to think of anything more essential than getting food on the tables of all Delawareans, and that's what these workers in your businesses do for, and the whole industry does for our state. Next up, Dana Ward. Thanks for joining us, Dana, and representing Safeway and Acme, and we appreciate the partnership that we have with you through the pharmacies for our educators here in Delaware.
Thank you, Governor. On behalf of all of our Acme and Safeway workers, we are so happy to be part of this today, and we are so happy for everything that you do for our workers. Supermarket employees have been on the front lines since the very beginning of this pandemic. They have left their families to come to work every day to make sure that we have essential food on the table and medications through our pharmacies. They're the forefront of vaccinating all of our neighbors and residents, just as you've mentioned, and they remain healthy and well-being destinations during the whole pandemic. They've always been a go-to resource for flu shots, for medications, and for all essential foods. And we thank you for recognizing them on this day for Supermarket Employee Day. Thank you.
Yeah, Dana, thank you very much. And thank you for pointing out that they are very important for our flu vaccination program on a year-to-year basis as well. Tom, representing Giant Foods, thanks for being with us as well, and thanks for the businesses that you have in our state.
Thank you, Governor. I appreciate that. And thank you for helping us to celebrate and support and recognize our frontline workers on Supermarket Employee Day. We appreciate that very much. You know, most folks don't necessarily think about grocery workers as heroes, but they are the ones that in the face of natural disasters, hurricanes, blizzards, fires and floods, states of emergencies, the supermarket employees keep our communities going, providing, as Dana mentioned, life-sustaining products and services, medications, food, of course, and in some cases, fuel. Our people are there. In the face of unthinkable terrorism, 9/11, supermarket employees kept their communities going. Supermarket employees maintain the critical pipeline of food and health supplies, again, that sustain the health and well-being of our customers. And we're also the ones that volunteer countless of hours and contribute valuable support to our communities. No, it's not just the Little Leagues, the Boys and Girl Scouts, but it's also the Delaware Food Bank, and not just the tens of thousands of dollars that get donated, but needed supplies to keep them going, like hand sanitizer, for example, to keep that operation perpetuating. Our workers and associates donating their time and in the food bank physically to sort, organize, stock the food bank. So a sincere thanks to all the Giant folks out there and all of my colleagues and friends in the retail grocery industry for all of what they do. Thank you for that, and give it back to you, Governor. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Tom, thanks very much for joining us as well. Next up, we have Paula Jansen from Jansen's Market. My mother, who's a regular out there, can't wait to get her Sunday food and fellowship with her friends that she joins there at Jansen's Market on a regular basis, or did some time ago. Thanks for joining us, Paula.
Thank you, Governor, for celebrating our amazing supermarket heroes who have helped keep our community strong through COVID-19. When COVID-19 shut down the rest of the world, supermarkets stayed open. We were scared, and honestly, a lot of the time at the beginning, we wished we could stay home like everyone else. But all of us came in, and we were there for our communities. We immediately made adjustments within our stores. We added arrows in the aisles and distancing visual aids throughout our stores. We added plexiglass to protect our employees at checkout. We provided masks, gloves, and other PPE to all of our associates. Many of us invested in curbside pickup, delivery, and special store hours for our most vulnerable customers. Millions of supermarket employees throughout the country still come to work every day to keep our shelves stocked and provide our communities with their essential needs. We come to work and enforce mask wearing and social distancing guidelines, even when some customers really don't want to comply. We come to work even when we are scared that we could bring COVID home to our families and loved ones. We have learned patience and compassion for each other and for our communities and customers. We are proud of the work we have done to keep our customers safe while providing them the essential items that they need on a daily basis. Thank you for celebrating our amazing team members today. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula, and thank you for mentioning all the accommodations that the supermarkets have made to protect your customers, to protect the public, to protect your employees and workers. Incredible the things that are done in terms of social distancing, one-way aisles. I catch myself frequently going the wrong way down an aisle. I have to turn around and go back, keeping that mask on, and just the plexiglass, as you said, again, keeping folks and following the guidance from our public health professionals. We do appreciate all of that, and we thank you for it. Melissa Kenny, last but not least, thanks for joining us and representing the family and the ShopRite supermarkets.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you for joining us in this celebration of our associates who have done an amazing job prior to and especially during the pandemic, and continue to come in every day and bravely face whatever new challenge might present itself each day. Right now, compounded with snow, as all of our other challenges. But we trek on, as my colleague said, every day we show up. And you know, early on in the pandemic, the supply chain really broke down, and so we had great expectations, and we're very proud that our associates were ready and willing to come in early and stay late as needed, so that when the trucks rolled in, we could get the product to the shelf as quickly as possible. They have been demonstrating compassion and courage when people are scared in the aisles or confused or need more help due to the different circumstances. And as my colleagues alluded to also, every day taking a risk of bringing COVID back into their own homes, but knowing that they're serving the community in a way that is so essential, that they keep coming in and they keep doing it. And we're very proud of that. So I just want to say thank you to all of our ShopRite associates, to all of our fellow union associates, to all of our independent grocer associates, and all essential employees everywhere. You're redefining community service, and you make us very proud. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for mentioning the anxiety that no doubt these employees experienced, particularly back in the early days and weeks where we didn't know a lot about transmission. We didn't know a lot about, I remember having conversations with our experts at the Division of Public Health about wearing masks. And initially the CDC was a little bit, tentative about that. And as the time went by and the weeks went by, it became the most important thing that we could each do, mostly to protect others around us by holding in those respiratory particles. And so we learned a lot. Your employees had to go to work, notwithstanding that fear and anxiety. And so today we celebrate all of them, thank them for their great work with this proclamation in observance of Supermarket Employee Day. The employees who put the super in supermarket for sure. And this proclamation reads, whereas in Delaware, there are over 15,000 food retail jobs, and whereas supermarket employees provide access to safe, healthy, and affordable food, and whereas supermarket employees work to enhance the health and well-being of each customer, and whereas supermarket employees have faced unprecedented challenges keeping grocery shelves stocked during the COVID-19 pandemic, and have stepped up big time as frontline essential workers that they are. And whereas supermarket employees have and continue to meet and exceed these challenges while displaying courage, compassion, dedication, and leadership, as well as exemplifying customer service and community outreach. Now we, therefore, John Carney, Governor, and Bethany Hall Long, Lieutenant Governor, do hereby declare today, February 22nd, 2021, as Supermarket Employee Day in the state of Delaware, and urge all Delawareans to join in honoring our supermarket heroes. The Lieutenant Governor has already signed it, and now so have I. And I know to those supermarket heroes that help is on the way. Vaccines are coming. The sooner the better. The sooner we get supply, they'll be coming to a grocery store near you.
Thank you so much.